Hello, welcome to a Zen State production. We're going to be doing a High Seas box opening, but with a bit of a different twist. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at each pack in terms of its potential during a draft. And this is the type of video that I wish I had when I first started playing Flesh and Blood more competitively, to talk about different considerations for the draft format and how to really just the basics of looking at packs as you open them. So we're going to go through the whole box, and for each pack we're going to talk about the composition of the pack and what things you might want to think about specifically for High Seas. So here we go. We're going to put this off to the side, be opening that last treasure pack. So the first thing to think about when you think about the High Seas format is, in the draft format for High Seas, is that there are three heroes, Ranger, Mechanologist, and Necromancer, but they're all part of the Pirate class. And so it's a dual class set with a pack that contains, each pack will contain both Pirate and Generics. And for the purpose of draft, you really need to look at Pirates and Generics as one big pool of Generics, because all of those cards can be played by all three heroes. We won't be talking about Scurv as the Thief class, so we'll stay away from that for now. So here we can see we've opened a Salvage Shot. This is a 1-for-5 arrow. On hit, goes to the bottom of its owner's deck. And we're just going to look at the different class archetypes as we go through these packs. So we've got one Ranger card, one Mechanologist, we've got Necromancer, and then we go to the next cards. We've got a Sikkim Shot, Go Again Arrow, Ranger card, Goldwing Turbine, Mechanologist, and now we've hit our first Pirate class card. So again, this Golden Tipple can be played by any class. It doesn't have to be played by a specific class like you had with the Hunted or with Rosetta. So we're going to put the Pirate class down here, and then we have a Generic, and another Pirate card, and another Generic, and another Pirate card. So what you can see right off the hop is, in the first 10 cards of the pack, we have 5, basically split 5 and 5. And in this case, not every pack will look this way, but in this case, we've got 2 Ranger, 2 Mechanologist, 1 Necromancer. Then we've got 3 Pirate, 2 Generic. And so when you're opening your pack, you'll get to the 11th card, which is going to be an equipment. It's Generic. There will be Generic and Pirate equipment, as well as class equipment. So here we've got Generic legs. And then we get into the rares. So we've got a rare Necromancer card. Put it up here. We've got probably one of the best Pirate Necromancer cards, which is pretty amazing. We've got a double Majestic pack here, Cog in the Machine and Blood in the Water. This is definitely a bit of an outlier. So this is, again, a Necromancer Majestic, and then we've got a foil Cog in the Machine, which is for Mechanologist. And then we've got our token cards, put those off to the side. So what I want to mention about this first pack is that normally, this is quite a pack to open first. Normally I would be looking at the Pirate and the Generics first, because I don't necessarily want to get locked into a specific class, be it Ranger, Mechanologist, or Pirate right off the start. I actually want to look at potentially drafting a powerful Generic or Pirate card, because that keeps me open and it allows me to see what's coming with the next pick from pack 1. So this is really a pack 1, pick 1 type of consideration. Now there are certain cards like these 2 Majestics we've pulled that are super powerful. So we'll set those aside for now, and we'll look at our Pirate cards. So what we've got is we've got red Golden Tipple. It's a 2-block, so right away I'm looking at, not only is this a red card that has a decent effect or decent power, but what is its block value? We've got Thieving Varmints, which is allows you to remove a gold counter from Treasure Island, and it's a 0 for 4. And then we've got one of the Mutiny cycle cards. This is Mutiny on the Battalion Bark. This allows you to steal a gold. So these two pirate cards are 2 blocks. Thieving Varmints is a 3 block. We do need a certain number of blues in our deck depending on the hero and the archetype we want to draft. So this is an average pull for pirate cards. Then we'll go to our generics. We've got 2 yellows, not great, both 2 blocks. These are pretty mediocre cards in Trade-In and Sirens of Safe Harbor, so I'm going to set those aside. Those aren't going to be in my first pack pick. I didn't see any great pirate cards here, so right away I'm going to go to the class cards and look for high value cards here. Normally if I'm looking at Ranger, I'm looking for a Sikkim Shot in red with Go Again. You know, being able to play a 1 for 4 Go Again is strong. Also, all of the Ranger cards have 3 blocks, so Sikkim Shot, blue, and a red Salvage Shot are pretty average, mediocre cards. For Mechanologist, we got a Goldwing Turbine, which is a glue card. Gives you a pump on your next Mechanologist attack, but also allows you to create a Golden Cog token. And that's unconditional cog creation, which is really important for Puffin. And then we've got a Cloud Skiff, blue 3 block, again, average card. Does get Go Again if you tap a cog or +1. So again, not a pack one, pick one type of a card. Golden Turbine wouldn't put me over the edge either. And then we've got just a single Necromancer card, yellow Jittery Bones. It is a 3 block, but it's a yellow. I'm really looking for reds that have Go Again, and I'm not in a position to pick a blue right now. So, Hoist 'em Up, very strong 4 block for Necromancer. It's definitely a great card to have because you can pump it to a 5 block by tapping an ally you control. Would I pick this pack one, pick one? What I've seen here is that there's only one other Necromancer card here, so I really need to look at the next pack that comes my way as it's passed left and see if Necromancer is something I want to get into. I'm really going to be focusing on these 2 Majestics, super strong cards. Because this pack only had a single Necromancer, it's more likely, in the common slot, it's more likely that the next pack will have, statistically, more Necromancer cards. So, really, I think the best bet here, it's such a tough choice. Now you reach a level where it's like, well, which hero do I have more comfort playing? I think it's a toss-up here. You could take either one of these cards as your first pick and really have a strong start to the draft and still have considerations for staying open. So we're going to take the Cog in the Machine. It's such an amazing card, very powerful. And we'll pass the rest. So here we go. We've got our second pack. Won't be as hot as the last one, I don't think. So we've got Pump for Ranger, Mechanologist, Pirate Necromancer, Mechanologist, Ranger, and then we're again going to our pirate cards here. Generic, Pirate, Generic, Equipment. This pack has double equipment, so we're going to take a look at that. And then we get into the rares. We've got Bluefin Harpoon, Scrub the Deck. Again, this is a Ranger, so I'm going to put it on this side. Scrub the Deck is a Pirate class card. And then we've got a generic Blow for a Blow and our tokens. So we did pick Cog in the Machine in our first round. In this case, we're looking again, it's a repeat of 2 Ranger cards, 2 Mechanologist cards, 1 Necromancer card. So again, you can see it won't always flip-flop. You don't know what you're going to get. Our rare slot had a Pirate and a Pirate Ranger and a Pirate card and a generic. So again, if we're viewing this as just pack one, pick one, I am first going to look at my Pirate actions. I've got a rare and 2 commons here. We've got the Expedition. We've got the Swiftwater Sloop. Swiftwater Sloop a strong pirate action for early picks that gives you go again. You have to have 2 blue cards in your pitch zone for it to get go again, but it is a 2 for 6 with that extra action point on deck. Scrub the deck. Not a great. It's a blue 3 block, but it's not a great enhancement unless you're in Gravy Bones, because it allows you to destroy the top card. And so if we were thinking of leaning towards Gravy, that could be a choice. And then we've got the Expedition cycle here, this one to Blackwater Strait. It's just a 1 for 5, allows you to put a gold on Treasure Island. So again, average card. Next level of interest is the Bluefin Harpoon. These cards are very strong if you're running the Cannon in Marlin. Allows you to choose and discard a card from the opponent's hand when it hits. It also synergizes well with 2 blues and the Cannon, because because it's a harpoon, you're going to be coming for 8 overpower. And so very strong card here to look at early on, but again, it does restrict you to just the Ranger class when you select it. Nimblism, there's a bunch of cards that synergize with Nimblism in the set. Also, some of the equipment synergizes with Nimblism. Walk the Plank Yellow, not really a good choice. And then moving up to the class cards themselves, I've got a yellow call in the big guns. This is a mediocre pump for Ranger. Blue Salvage Shot, not really looking to pick a blue at this point. Again, we're talking about pack 1, pick 1. We've got Cloud Skiff, again, standard Go Again card, and Sky Skimmer, another Go Again card for Mechanologist. So these are 2 very good cards. They both block 3, so you have to consider that. And then we've got Swabby, really heavy-hitting ally that can be a problem for opponents. It does take 3 to kill, so it's not at that breakpoint level of 4 where you want to have your allies, but pretty good utility card for Necromancer deck. And then in the equipment, we've got the Peg Leg and the Glidewell Fins. Again, a Ranger equipment, and then a Pirate equipment. And we've got Blow for Blow as our generic. That's the foil, so I'll put it here with the other generics. So if I'm looking to stay open, again, ignoring that first pack and the heat that came out at the end there, if this is my first pack that I'm seeing, nothing really stands out here as being exceptional in a slot that would keep our hero and class choice open. Swiftwater Sloop Red is a pretty strong first pick if we're going to stay open. And even though it's just a standard 2 for 6, you really can lean into that Go Again mechanic, especially if you go into Gravy with the allies, or if you're the other heroes as well. Really a strong all-around card, so I think I'm going with Swiftwater Sloop Red here. Okay, 3rd pack here. See our Treasure Island macro. So again, first 5 cards, let's see the distribution. We've got Necromancer, Ranger, Mechanologist, and here we've hit our 2 Necro cards, and so one of the other 2 classes is going to have 1 less card, Ranger. And in this case, we've got Pirate, generic, and then a Pirate. And we've got Pirate equipment, so again, it's a generic for the purposes of draft. Any of the heroes can use it. And we've got a Ranger equipment here. So as you can see, we've got 1 less Mechanologist card here, so it's moving around the distribution. And then in the rare slot, we've got Pirate, the Barracuda, HMS Barracuda. Saltwater Swell, excellent card. This is really a powerful card for Gravy Bones, but good all around, blue 3 block. So Saltwater Swell is a Pirate card. We'll put it with that one. And then we've got another Necromancer foil over here, so I'm going to put it over off to the side. So first thing to note here, again, if this is your first pack you're opening at draft, again, we're looking at those Pirate class cards and generics in order to stay open. We've again got the 1 for 5, Swindler's Grift, only a 2 block. The Barracuda, so the yellow HMS cards are pretty good I'd say above average in terms of being able to give them +1 in overpower, which is a very strong situational card for late game. So if you have 2 blues in your pitch zone or more, it gets pumped to 7 and has overpower. Also 3 block. So right now I'm looking at Saltwater Swell, which allows you to reveal the top card of your deck when it attacks and pitch it. It's a 1-for-1 go again, but it is a 3 block, and it allows you to get 3 resources into your pitch zone if you have that knowledge of the top card of your deck. Or you can roll the dice and try to give more value to your turn, even if you don't know the top card of your deck. So both of these strong. I think Saltwater Swell is the best card out of this flexible pool. The 2 equipments, one's a pirate equipment, allows you to draw a card. This is great for cycling a blue and getting it into your pitch zone to allow you to play the Barracuda. And then we've got Glidewell Fins, which is the ranger equipment for the arms, pumps your arrow. Heading over to the class-specific cards, here we've got Cutty Shark, one of the better allies. This ally will allow you to boost another ally attack, or this ally attack. It's a 1-for-3 attack, only costs 1 to put in play, and has that 4 health, which is like a break point. If you only have a 3 power attack, difficult to take off the board. So very good card for Necromancer. Blue Angry Bones, and then red Teeth of the Cog. Not a great Mechanologist card. And we've got a yellow Restless Bones. So looking at all of these, I would be tempted to take one of these 2 cards, and I think for the purposes of staying open and building a flexible, powerful deck, I'm probably going with Saltwater Swell Blue. You could also just take the HMS Barracuda, wouldn't be a bad pick. Okay, next pack up. Mechanologist, Pirate Necromancer, Ranger, Mech, Pirate Necromancer. So here we've got the Ranger with only 1. One thing I'll mention, when you do see the next pack, foil aside, the foil could be anything in the back. If you see a class missing from these 5 cards, then you know what your opponent or your teammate or whoever's sitting next to you picked, and so that's it gives you the ability to read some information on what's happening with the draft. So here we've got 3 pirate cards, 1 generic. Here's our 2 equipment. We've got Ranger and Mechanologist. We've got a pirate instant, no block blue. Not going to be taking that. Money or your life, a generic action. Again, a 2 block, not going to be taking that one. And we've got an extra ally here, Kelpie, which is not a great ally. Again, 3 health. Very weak attack at 1, so not a great card. So let's go to our generics and our pirate cards. We've got Blue Mutiny on the Swiftwater. Again, the Mutiny cards are decent, but only a 2 block. Gold Hunter Marauder. 3 for 6, that if you have less gold gets overpower. Again, it's a 2 block yellow, not great. Chart a Course, first attack gets +3, and you can put an extra gold on Treasure Island. Again, a 2 block. It's a generic or pirate pump, but not great. Rally the Coast Guard, very good defensive card. Allows you to discard a card. So in Gravy Bones, you can purposefully discard an ally into the graveyard, and allows you to block for 5. It's also a 3 for 7. So if I'm looking at just my pirate cards and generics, I'm going to be leaning towards Rally the Coast Guard. Pretty strong defensive card. Then going to the second level and looking at the class-specific cards, we've got 2 blue 3 blocks. Again, Bones cards, Restless and Burly Bones. You know, if that first pick you want to get into Pirate Necromancer, that's your call, but I wouldn't go for this first, just to stay open. Neither one of them is red, and Kelpie's not worth taking. Unfortunately, yellow Goldwing Turbine and Teeth of the Cog, just an average card. The Ranger card is a Nettling Shot. Pretty powerful into Necromancer, being able to tap Gravy Bones. or even Puffin, but again, it's simply a 0 for 4. You have to get it face up into your arsenal to activate it. So I think I'm going with Rally the Coast Guard on this one as a strong start defensively to my draft. Next pack, 2 Treasure Islands. Nothing spicy in the back yet. Here we go. Mech, Necro, Ranger. Mech, Necro, and then we've got our generic, our pirate card, a generic, pirate card, a generic. So again, Ranger's the odd card out here from the first 5. We have a single equipment, which means we have more pirates or generics. And then we get into our rares, generic Money or Your Life, generic Crash Down the Gates, and a Ranger Dry Powder Shot over there. So looking at my generics and pirate cards, I've got 5 generics to look at this time. I'm going to group them together. So all 5 of the generics are 2 blocks. Not great. And both of my pirate cards are 2 blocks. I don't mind the mutiny cards. Swiftwater Sloop is okay, but for pack 1, pick 1, yellow's not going to cut it. Same with Walk the Plank. Trade in as a 0 for 3. It has to be in your arsenal to get go again. I'm going to keep it around. Sirens of Safe Harbor, again, blue 2 block. Not taking that early. Then we've got Money or Your Life and Crash Down the Gates. Now out of these 3 cards, the Crash Down the Gates and the Money or Your Life are the best of the 3. They both have effects, but Crash Down the Gates has on attack, your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it has power greater than the revealed card, this gets +2. If this has power greater. Now this is a 3 for 6. So you could potentially turn this into a 3 for 8. And when it hits a hero, destroy the top card of their deck. So very strong effect, unconditional effect on attack. Whereas Money or Your Life at a 3 for 6, when it hits a hero, you deal 2 damage to them unless they give you a gold token. So Crash Down the Gates, definitely the best generic in this pack. It is a rare. Even though it's a 2 block, it has better power than the other cards in terms of its unconditional effect. Captain's Coat, one of 2 chess pieces that gives you, I believe 3 that gives you a resource. Only can use it if you've activated, you can only activate it if you've drawn a card this turn, and it has 0 for defense. So one of the worst equipments for chest. Not interested in that. Looking at my class-specific cards, I've got Nettling Shot, Dry Powder Shot, good Ranger attacks, Tighten the Screws, decent Mechanologist Pump, Teeth of the Cog Yellow, not great. And then again, I've got 2 blue Necromancer attacks, one with Go Again conditionally, and one with Overpower. So going with Crash Down the Gates for my pack 1, pick 1 on this pack. Next pack up. We may have an expansion slot card. Let's have a look. It is a Bauble. Love it. Okay, here we go. First 5, Ranger, Mechanologist, Necro, Ranger, Mechanologist, and then we get our generic, Pirate, generic, Pirate, generic block, Helmsman's Peak. Then in our rare slot, we get a Necromancer card, a rare blue Pirate action, and a blue Battalion Bark in foil. So I'm going to put that down here with the Pirate cards. Okay, this will deserve some discussion. We've got a very interesting mix of cards here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set aside these 2 block blues. We won't be selecting those. Trying to stay open, but if we're going to take a blue this early, it better have 3 block. Divvy Up has 3 block, so these other 2 block yellows will go off to the side. So I want to talk about these three cards. Battalion Bark also being a blue 3 block, very powerful card, but we do have to compare it against the other two so that we're making an informed decision. So Divvy Up is an action card without Go Again, and it says remove half the gold counters from Treasure Island, round it up. If you are a thief, instead remove all of them. So this is a conditional piece for Scurv. Create gold tokens equal to the number of gold counters removed this way. So if you have this card and you can keep this blue 3 block in your hand as a chain ender, you can actually, and you've been blocked out on your attack that came before it, you can actually stack up some gold without having any interaction with your opponent. Pretty conditional. If you're rounding up and there's only one gold counter, you're only getting one for a card. So I'm going to set this aside. Now we have a choice between On the Horizon or Battalion Bark Blue. On the Horizon, pretty strong defensive card. You get to see the top card of your deck and it blocks 4. So there are no D-reacts in this set. 4 blocks are powerful. I like this card a lot, but I don't think it stands up to Blue Battalion Bark. Blue Battalion Bark is 4 for 5. If there are 2 or more blue cards in your pitch zone, it gets +2. So allows you to swing for 7. It's a blue 3 block. This may or may not come around again depending on what the other opponents are doing. Actually, I'm flip-flopping now. I think I'm going to take the On the Horizon and I'll leave this for a later pick. So my pick here is On the Horizon. Quickly looking at the class cards, blue Sikkim Shot, yellow Headshot. I need a red here to make it worth it. Tighten the Screws, decent pump, again, yellow Cloud Skiff. Rigor Mortis is an excellent ally. He swings for 6, only costs 1 to attack, very weak on the defensive side. Again, great card if you know you're going into Necromancer. First pack though, who knows? It's risky. Paddle Faster, 0 for 4. Tapping an ally gives it Go Again. So great go wide card for Necromancer. It is a 3 block, it is red. If you really want to get the most value from this first pick, it's one of these 2 cards, but again, if I'm staying open, I'm going with On the Horizon. Let's pack up, let's see what we've got. Only 2 Majestics so far. I'm not going to start complaining yet. Mechanologist, Ranger, Mechanologist, Necro, Ranger, Pirate, Generic, Pirate, Generic, Pirate. Quartermaster Boots, Rare, Saltwater Swell, and we've got a line of the hook, line, and sinker grouping, and then Scouting Shot Foil. Just put this up here. So again, I'll just remind that this distribution for the first 5 cards, you can see there's only 1 Necromancer card. When you get past your next pack, always count up the card distribution for the class, the Ranger, Mechanologist, and Pirate class, excepting for the foil, which could duplicate it. It'll give you an idea of potentially where the person next to you is going with their pack. Some very spicy cards here. Strike Gold and Sirens of Safe Harbor are not great, but we're going to look at, and we'll put Saltwater Swell aside, but we're going to look at these 2, Expedition, Battalion Bark, Yellow Chart the Course, again, 2 block, not worth considering at the start. Red Battalion Bark is a premium card. It keeps you open. It's a 4 for 9, which can put your opponent in a very uncomfortable situation if you can pitch 2 blue cards. The Expedition cycle is not as powerful. 3 for 7 and you can put an extra gold, and it's only a 2 block. So this is a slam dunk. We're going with Battalion Bark. Don't need to really look at the rest that's here. They're pretty average anyways. Mechanologist, Necromancer, Ranger, Mechanolist, Necromancer, generic block. pirate, generic, pirate, headpiece. Second equipment, we're going yellow, generic is the rare, put it there. We've got the pirate block of Sunken Treasure, put it up there, it's a majestic, and we've got Burly Bones for the foil, which is again a pirate card. So, sorry, the pirate block goes down here. So, we're quickly going to discount, again for pack one, pick one, yellow, 2 blocks, goes off to the side. On the Horizon, good block card. Red Expedition, blue chart a course, it's a 2 block. So, we're really down to these 3 cards. 2 of them are blocks. Again, the Expedition, 2 for 6, not great value. I mean, it's just on rate. Blocks for 2. Sunken Treasure, when you defend with it for 3, it's a block. You may turn a card in a graveyard face down. If it's yellow, create a gold token. So this is unconditional. Turn a card face down in your opponent's graveyard. Very strong into Gravy Bones. Can really mess with their graveyard and allows you to generate gold. We've already talked about On the Horizon, 4 block. I'm going with the blue 3 block Majestic just because of its extra utility. I think being able to turn a card face down and generate a gold, and because yellow matters in this set across all classes, Sunken Treasure is going to give you better value. On the Horizon just lets you peek at the top card of your deck. It does block a breakpoint, but it's not a blue 3 block either with this ability. So we're going with Sunken Treasure. Got our funky token. This could be our first expansion slot card. It is Surface Shaking, Guardian Majestic. Put that aside. A Ranger, Mechanologist, Necro. Ranger, Mechanologist. Mutiny card from the Pirate Mutiny series, generic. Pirate, generic. Again, 2 equipments. Unicycle, very nice card. Then we've got Board the Ship as our rare for Necromancer. Pilfer the Wreck, Pirate action, and then blue Cogwork Zeppelin, strong Mechanologist card. I'm going to put that over here. So again, just looking at the generics and pirate cards, 2 block trade-in is out, 2 block Mutiny, I think we have better than that. Gold Hunter Ketch is an interesting card. It's a 4 for 7 that can be discounted to 2 for 7, which is pretty strong. You just need less gold than your opponent. I like this card in terms of its potential value as an overrate card, but it is still only a 2 block and it's yellow. So pack one, pick one, we're setting that aside. Sirens of Safe Harbor, again an on-rate 2 for 6 that once you've discarded it or finished attacking with it, it goes into your graveyard, you gain a health. So it is technically a 2 for 7 in a sense. Doesn't help you get gold off Treasure Island, can be blocked easily with 2/3 blocks, and is a 2 block. So my preference here is Pilfer the Wreck. I like this card because it's a 3 for 7, which is a breakpoint, and allows you to turn a card in their graveyard face down on hit, and if it's yellow you create a gold token. So this is basically a weaker version of Sunken Treasure, but it does have the 3 for 7 breakpoint for getting the on hit. So I like this card to stay open. Just looking at a couple of other cards in terms of class cards. Board the Ship is a rare, so it's a 2 for 6 overpower by tapping an ally. Not great, but it is a 3 block. I do like Cogwork Zeppelin a lot. Blue 3 block, and you can tap 2 cogs to give it +1, so you can boost it up. And on hit, you can tap a cog you control to create a golden cog token. So all 3 Zeppelin cards are powerful. This one especially good because it's a blue 3 block. So if you are leaning towards Mechanologist, this is a consideration. Kind of skipping over Unicycle here, I just want to mention there is a series of battle-worn equipment in the game. Really strong equipment because you don't have to break it to get the defensive value. This one, in particular for Mechanologist, is excellent because at an instant speed you can destroy it to untap a cog you control. And if you're in Mechanologist, you want this card, so don't overlook it. Okay, starting off with an ally, Barnacle. Ranger, Mechanologist. Second Pirate, Necro card, Ranger. And then we've got our Swiftwater Sloop. First Scar we've seen. Another Pirate card, generic, Pirate, the old bandana. And now we've got some interesting cards in the back in the rare and majestic slot. Whaler Humperdinck, majestic ally. We've got another rare in Heave Ho. And we've got a blue on the horizon. I'm just going to set that aside. Blue 2 blocks don't meet the cut. Yellow Nimblism does not meet the cut. We'll keep the Expedition. Setting aside Golden Tipple, it's blue 2 block. And we've got the Swiftwater Sloop. So again, through the lens of staying open for pack 1, pick 1, Scar for Scar is a decent staple. I wouldn't automatically opt for it though. Again, it's just a 2 block and you have to have less health than the opposing hero. So 0 for 4 go again can be powerful. Let's take a look at the other cards. Again, Expedition 3 for 7, not as good, just on rate. The Swiftwater Sloop in red is a very interesting card. Although it's just a 2 block, again it has High Tide, so if you have those 2 blue cards you can pitch, it will get go again. So again, 2 for 6 go again is definitely worth considering. If I have to pick between these 2 cards right at the start, I think I'm going with the Swiftwater Sloop, simply because it has that extra power outlet for your blue cards. I do like Scar for Scar, but I'm going with the Sloop. Looking at the class cards now, I do want to call attention to this beefy ally that comes in for cost of 6, has 7 health, and swings for 11. This is the kind of card in pack 1, pick 1 that you could basically grab early with very little downside of going to the next pack and potentially having to find a decent generic or pirate card to keep you open. This card can cause all kinds of problems for your opponent, even if you have to bring him in from hand. Very difficult to clear from the board, and strong consideration to take this card as kind of a flyer on a potentially strong Gravy Bones deck. We do also have Burly Bones, Barnacle, and another Pirate Necromancer card. So there were 4 Pirate Necromancer cards in this pack. What that means is that depending on the signals that happen around the table, you may be able to, depending on where people are headed, the Barnacle may wheel. Barnacle's a great utility card. Attacks for 4, 3 health, cost 2. No cost to attack, so if you can wheel that and pair him with Whaler Humperdinck, you're in good shape. And then Heave Ho is a pretty good card. Gives your next pirate ally attack overpower, and on hit create a gold token. A blue 3 block. Probably wouldn't wheel this card, it will probably get taken. But yeah, strong consideration to take the Whaler right off the hop. It's up to you. Ooh, is it a bauble? Oh, Goldfin Harpoon. That's cool. Alright. Necromancer, Ranger. Necromancer. So we've got our generic, our pirate, generic, equipment. Oh, yellow crashed down the gates. Set that aside. Scuba goes up here with Necromancer, and we've got a foil NIMBY generic card. The cards that synergize with Nimblism, not great. I mean, if you can luck out and get a series of cards over 3 packs like Nimblisms, NIMBY, and Jack Be Nimble, you're laughing, but so risky to take this early, not worth considering. I just want to mention Buccaneer's Bounty. This is one of the chess pieces that gives you a resource and go again by destroying it, but also has Blade Break, so it is have more utility than Captain's Coat. Okay, looking at our cards that keep us open, we're going to set aside these blue 2 blocks. Strike Gold is a yellow 2 block that puts us down to Blow for a Blow and Swiftwater Sloop. Not great options. Now, Blow for a Blow, although it's only a 2 block, it does allow you to get Go Again, so it's a 2 for 4 Go Again and 1 damage on hit. The rate isn't great. I'm not a fan of the card. I would probably take the blue Sloop, but it's a blue 2 block. So now we're in a bit of a bind here. I'm almost putting Buccaneer's Bounty into the mix, taking an equipment first pick. It's a good equipment. It's above average, I'd say, for the set. It doesn't have Battle Worn, but the other option here is to take Scuba. Scuba is a strong ally, 0 cast cost, attacks 3 for 4, but the key here is that when you attack, you can put a yellow card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck and create a gold token. So as long as you can afford to get him in with the compass, have him swing your cycling cards in your deck, this is a very strong ally. And considering how poor the rest of this pack was, I'm really either picking the equipment or Scuba, which would, again, just like with Whaler Humperdinck, it's going to put you in a situation where you've got a card first pick that you're leaning towards a certain class, and you have to have discipline to steer away from that if the signals are there. So either one of these cards, you're probably in good shape. Scuba, I really like it as an ally card. I'm probably going to take the risk on Scuba because other equipment will come around. So Scuba's my pick here, and we'll see what the next pack brings. Slowly working our way through the box, getting there. Oh, do we get an expansion slot? Yes, Arcane Compliance, nice hit. I like that card and what it does for the meta. Sorry to all you wizards out there. Ranger, Mechanologist. I will talk about perk up this time, I didn't last time. Ranger, Mechanologist. We have NIMBY again in the generic slot. Blue Battalion Bark, love to see it. Yellow generic block, Pirate, generic, and Captain's Coat. I'm just going to set it aside, I don't like it. We've got Yo-Ho-Ho for Necro, Cloud City Steamboat for Mechanologist, and Thieving Varmints. Yellow 2 block, no, I'm setting NIMBY aside. Swindler's Grift, not a 3 block, not worth taking this early. Now, both of these are 3 blocks. Thieving Varmints, again, it's a 0 for 4, allows you to strip a gold off Treasure Island. Compare that with Yo-Ho-Ho, blue 3 block, next Pirate Ally attack gets +1, and on hit create a gold. Any blue 3 block action with Go Again allows you to feed a blue card into your graveyard for Gravy Bones. I like that a lot. Pretty solid card. So I'm going to put this aside, and now we're down again to this tough pick between a class card and staying open with Battalion Bark. We've only got one Necromancer card here. We haven't seen an ally. I think I'm going with the Bark just to keep my options open. But again, if you're leaning Necromancer, this is a solid pick. And as I said, I just want to talk about perk up here. Great Mechanologist card. It's a 1 for 4, and you get to untap Puffin. So this is very strong because of Puffin's abilities. And, you know, if you see this later on in the draft, it's these types of cards that are the glue that keeps Puffin humming along. So going with the bark this time. Let's see what's coming next. 12 packs left. Let's keep trucking. I hope we're learning something. Again, you know, if you're new to draft, it's a challenging format, but it can be very rewarding. I really enjoy it. Once you get good at it, it really is a lot of fun. Takes practice though. Pirate, generic, pirate, generic. 2 equipment, a Vasti Necromancer card. I've got Drop the Anchor for Ranger and Call in the Big Guns. Okay, so all 3 of the cards in the back, the rare cycle, were class cards, not generics or pirates. I know that's kind of a misstatement because pirate's class, but when I say class, I mean Ranger, Necromancer, and Mechanologist. So it doesn't give us a very big pool to look at here. Not great at all. I'm going to set these yellows aside, not worth looking at. Now I've got 2 blocks. Mutiny's a decent cycle. Like I said, it's only a 2 block. I'm not going to take that first. Trade in, not a fan. Conditional go again. 0 for 3. I mean, if you want to play leg taps, that's up to you. I'm really not looking at it. So now we're going to the equipment. I do like Peg Leg. It's basically cycle a blue card, pitch a blue card, and give your next attack go again. It can get you out a lot of problems. And so yeah, we're down to that tough decision again where we've got the Necromancer rare. Gives your next pirate ally attack go again. On hit, create a gold, and this feeds your graveyard with a blue card to activate Gravy's ability. I think I'm taking a Vasti. Pegleg's not that strong. It's not a battle-worn equipment. If it was battle-worn, I would probably take it over a Vasti. So again, we're taking that risk going with Necromancer. Oh, I forgot Chowder. The Hardy Cook is a really good ally. He has life gain as at instant speed, which means you're likely to get at least 2 health out of him before he dies. His attacks are free, and he's only 3 to put into the arena. Would I take this over a Vasti? Let's pull it back. There will be more allies. You could go either way. Again, it's up to you. If you want to go Necromancer, then you're picking the ally. Okay, Necromancer, Ranger, Mechanologist, Necromancer, Rigor Mortis, very nice, Ranger, Pirate, generic, Pirate, could patch the whole Ranger equipment, Pirate action here with Pilfer the Wreck, Fiddler's Green and Blue, and Flying High, both generics. Okay, so we've got a big pool to look at this time. I'm going to set Patch the Hole aside. Pilfer the Wreck's a yellow 2 block. That's going away. Golden Tipple, yellow 2 block. Strike Gold. All these yellow 2 blocks are off to the side. Nimbleism's a blue 2 block. Fiddler's Green has been an interesting card, but it really doesn't have the value you need as a blue or even as a red. So we're going to put that aside for pack 1, pick 1. Now we've got some pretty weak options. Again, all 2 blocks, mediocre cards at best. I'm going straight to my class cards right away. Rigor Mortis jumps out as that annoying 1-cost 1 for 6. Great value, dies to anything. And if you're looking at the other cards here, I'm going to put these up at the top. Entangling Shot is at least a 0 for 4. Putting it face up, you can tap a hero, which can be quite useful. Similar to Scouting Shot. I think I'm going with Rigor Mortis though. Just too powerful as an ally. Just a quick note, I passed over Restless Bones. Very strong card in Necromancer. Basically 2 for 6, discard for go again. If you can discard an ally, this is huge value. Because you can swing for 2, 2 resources, you're hitting for 6, it has go again, and then you have access to that ally in your graveyard if you can activate Gravy by pitching a blue for this. Sorry, by getting a blue into the graveyard, excuse me. So don't wanna miss out on this. Very strong card as well. Did pick Rigor Mortis though. Mechanologist, Shelly for the Necro, Ranger, Mech, Angry Bones, Pirate, Generic, Pirate, Rust Belt, Clapham Irons, generic, Jack Be Nimble, generic, and Mutiny on the Swiftwater is a pirate card. So just talk briefly about Rust Belt. Again, this and Unicycle, I mean, Battle Worn 1 and tap a cog you control, destroy this to gain 1 resource. Very strong equipment. Definitely a consideration for this first pack if you want to swing into a class. But just looking at our cards that keep us open, we're going to get rid of our blue 2 blocks. NIMBY is not even close. Not going to include Clapham Irons. Okay, so we've got an Expedition card, 0 for 4, 2 block, it's just on rate. It's going off to the side. Jack Be Nimble, 0 for 4 with go again, if you can banish a Nimblism from your graveyard. So again, I talked about NIMBY, I talked about Nimblism in this set. I consider this to be too risky, pack one, pick one. It is a 3 block, but you really got to get the right cards in order to make this worth it. Otherwise, just a 0 for 3, blocks 3. I like Gold Hunter Long Sail, Light Sail. If you have less gold, it gets go again. So it's a 1 for 4 go again. It is only a 2 block, but you're getting value out of go again. You need to get gold generated by getting an on hit and getting the gold off of Treasure Island. So I'm definitely favoring this card. However, I think Rust Belt is quite strong as well. Just looking at the Necromancer pool, Shelly's not a great card. It costs 2, swings for 4, but costs 3 to attack. And it's more a utility card for defense because of the secondary ability. It is tough to clear off the board, but I'm not crazy about it early on. And of course we've got Angry Bones, gets pumped. Nothing really too exciting over here. So I'm going with the Light Sail, but Rust Belt's definitely a consideration if you're leaning towards Mechanologist. Ranger Mech Necro, Ranger Mech, generic pirate, Ravenous Rabble, Quick Clicks, ooh, Headstone, Battle Worn Necro card, Regain Composure, blue 2 block, generic, Jack Be Quick. We'll talk about why this is better than the Jack Be Nimble that I believe we just looked at. Look back here, yeah. And then Strike Gold, I'm just going to put that off to the side. So we'll talk about this one. Blue 2 block, Rabble will stay. There is a Nimblism here, it's a yellow, not fantastic. Again, the Mutiny cards are great, but not as a first pick. I will call out the Sky Skimmer here. Very strong Mechanologist card. Gives you the option of +1 or go again. So I'm looking at these 3 cards. Rabble is mediocre in my mind because you're playing blues, reds, and yellows. Unless you're in Redline Marlin, it really struggles. And being a 2 block, I'm going to take it out. Jack Be Quick is the only Jack card that I would consider. Again, it is a 3 block. If you have the Nimblism available, it gets +1 and go again. but on hit, you untap an ally they control and then steal it until the end of the action phase. So you're basically robbing value, or you're sharing value on an ally. It's risky, to say the least. And so we've got Sky Skimmer and Headstone. Headstone very strong. Destroy it to destroy the top card of your deck. Because of the power of Compass giving you visibility of the top card of your deck and then being able to feed blues, this is a great first pick if you're leaning Necro. Otherwise, Sky Skimmer's good as well. Not a great pack overall, though. Gold Kiss Rum. Nice. Necro, Ranger Mech, Cuddy Shark, Great Ally, Ranger, Pirate, Generic, Pirate, Generic, Midas Touch, Majestic Generic, Rare Mech card, and extra Pirate card here. Light Fingers, just a Blade Break one. Not great. Midas Touch allows you to destroy an ally. You don't know who you'll be facing in draft. I can see this as a sideboard card depending on the meta for CC, but yeah, overall it's a yellow 3 block, basically. Not crazy about it. I'm going to set it aside. Rally the Coast Guard blue on the Horizon blue, setting those aside. So we're really left with, I'm going to put these aside as well. I'm going to bring Cuddy Shark down. Nothing else really jumps out. Yeah, I'm going to leave Cloud City Steamboat alone for now. So Golden Tipple in red, it's a 1 for 3. If you can discard a yellow card, you draw a card and create a gold token. It's still only a 2 block. It does not have as much value as Battalion Bark. Again, the Bark cycle is very good. You're basically getting a 4 for 8, a 3 block with High Tide active, and then Cuddy Shark is a strong ally, has that 4 health, so a little harder to clear, buffs the next ally attack without tapping him so he can buff himself. So it's between these two. I'm probably taking the Battalion Bark to stay open, but Cuddy Shark's a great pick as well. Harpoon, Mechanologist, Necro Ranger, Mech, Necro, Generic, Pirate, Old Knocker, very nice, a Ranger Rare and a Ranger Rare, great for Ranger here, and an Angry Bones. So again, we've got 2 Mutinies here. Not great for the first round. Good card, but not good enough. Okay, we're going to talk about Rally the Coast Guard versus Life for a Life, and we'll talk a little bit about Old Knocker, and then we'll look at these rare Ranger cards as well. So, Life for a Life is an interesting card in this set. Gets Go Again if you have less health, so if you're holding this card, you can take damage to give up health to activate the Go Again. And it gives you the on-hit breakpoint to gain a health. So I think this is one of the strongest 2-block generics in the set. Not outstanding, but good. And then we already talked about Rally the Coast Guard. It's a 5-block. You just have to discard a card, and it's also a 3 for 7 if you need it. So probably leaning towards Rally. Now I've been told Old Knocker is one of the best equipments in the game. It's Blade Break 1, but you can gain a resource at instant speed. So just by tapping your hero, you can gain a resource, and that can be very important in certain game situations. So It's between these two. Right now I think it's 50-50. I'd probably go with Old Knocker just to get that chest piece, the premium chest piece out of the way. Now for the Ranger cards, I do like the Harpoon cards. I think they synergize really well with Marlin if you're not building a redline build. And then Sinker is pretty good. In my experience, you've got a lot of arrows at your disposal, so it allows you to basically play this blue 3 block out with Go Again, load an arrow face up into your arsenal, and the arrows in this set do have face up activations of pumps and effects, and you get overpower. So blue 3 block's never bad. Same with Redfin Harpoon, blue 3 block. If you have an inclination to go towards Ranger, these are also a decent first pick. You just have to be disciplined and be able to swing away if you need to. So I'm going with Old Knocker. Barnacle. Pirate. Scar for Scar. NIMBY. Mechanologist Rare, the Zeppelin. Fire in the Hole. And Jack Be Quick for the foil. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards that keep us open. Immediately going to get rid of the yellow NIMBY. Swindler's Grift, blue 2 block. Swiftwater Sloop, not the greatest. So, again, Jack Be Quick, okay. Scar for Scar, 0 for 4 Go Again is alright. And Thieving Varmints lets you steal gold. None of these are jumping right out at me, and the equipment is mediocre. It's just a Blade Break 1 with the option to pump by 1, so I'm going to set that aside. What I do like about the class cards is, Fire in the Hole can be useful. It is only a 2 block though compared to most of the Ranger cards. I'm going to focus, we've talked about Barnacle, I'm going to focus on Mechanologist here. We've got 2 very good cards. Goldwing Turbine is a glue card, especially in red. You're getting the 3 pump and creating a golden cog token, which is definitely necessary in a Puffin deck. It does have 3 block. And then Cogworks Zeppelin, allowing you to also create a golden cog token on hit. Now it is a 2 for 4, but you can pump it with cogs. It is a blue 3 block. So, based on the power level of what's been provided here, I might take a flyer on Mechanologist. Probably take the Goldwing Turbine. It's just such a strong card if you're going with Puffin, and then we'll see what the next pack brings. Another Harpoon. Necro, Ranger. 2 blue Mechanologist cards. Life for a Life. Golden Tipple, Ravenous Rabble. Battalion Bark. Blue Sea Tricorn, Quick Clicks. HMS Marlin, we've got a couple of strong ships here. Flying High, and a yellow Golden Tipple. I'm going to put these aside. We'll talk about the Blue Sea Tricorn again. None of these cards are especially great. Pretty average cards for the classes. So let's go through these generics. Again, Rabble is problematic. Flying High is okay. Yellow Golden Tipple, not great. Same with the blue. So let's rank these. I'm going to opt here to look at the 2-3 blocks that are the ships that keep me open. They both have High Tide. The Battalion Bark is a 4 for 8 with High Tide, and the HMS Marlin Allows you to destroy the top card of deck, and with High Tide it becomes a 4 for 7 with Overpower. If you're going to pick between these two cards, I'm leaning towards the Marlin, but I don't think you can go wrong here. The other option is Blue Sea Tricorn, because all these class cards are just average. Allows you to cycle a blue, get a blue into pitch, and draw a card, so it's like a silver token. It does have Blade Break 1. I'm probably here taking the Marlin simply because I like getting to that 7 breakpoint and getting Overpower. Also, there's an on-hit effect, so we're going to go with the Marlin this time. Ranger, Mech, Necro, second Ranger, Yellow Salvage Shot. We've got the red Sky Skimmer, pretty good. Blue generic 2-block. Golden Tipple in yellow, red Nimby. Got a Headstone. Red Cloud City Steamboat. Really nice. Pinion Sentry, another rare mech card, and a Cloud Skiff. So we're flush with mech cards here. Again, I mentioned the power of the Headstone, but let's look at our generics and pirate cards. Yellow Golden Tipple is out. Walk the Plank. 2-block, 2-block. So your only real consideration this early, I believe, is Chart a Course. It does give your next attack +3 and add a gold counter, but it is a 2-block. I'm not crazy about it. So it looks like we're looking at a more powerful class card here. Pinion Sentry is interesting. Defends for 3, it's a 3-block, but it does allow you to create a golden cog token. So as a blue 3-block, it's good. Cloud City Steamboat, also very good. Allows you to put a steam counter on a cog to extend its life to a subsequent turn. And allows you to pump it by tapping cogs. And we know about Sky Skimmer, it allows you to get Go Again 0 for 4. Teeth of the Cog is a blue 2-block. We're not interested right now. So if we're going mech on first pick, because of how poor the rest of this card pool is, I'm probably going to go with Cloud City Steamboat. It doesn't generate a golden cog, but it does extend the life of a cog, and just being able to push this to a breakpoint is really good. So I'm going with Cloud City Steamboat, but Pinion Sentry is a solid blue 3-block as well, if you find that Mechanologist is viable. 3 packs to go. Ooh, Gravy Bones. Ooh, Chowder. Tough Old Wrench. Angry Bones. Scouting Shot. Battalion Bark in blue. I love it. I love to see it. Gold Hunter Longboat. Strike Gold. Chart a Course. Buccaneer's Bounty. Good equipment. We've got Hook for the Ranger cycle. Moray Le Fay Majestic. Talk about why that's not a great card for draft. And then we've got Swindler's Grift 2 for 6. So Buccaneer's Bounty is decent. Walk the Plank is a 2-block. Strike Gold is a 2-block. Chart the Course is a blue 2-block. Swindler's Grift is a 2-block. So let's just talk about Hook here for a moment, and then we'll talk about Moray Le Fay. Blue 3-block for Ranger. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's an arrow, you can put it face up into your arsenal. It gets -1 this turn. Really good card if you're going Ranger, but Battalion Bark is really jumping out here. Keeps you open. Again, it's that 4 for 7 with High Tide, and it's a blue 3-block. So I'm going with the Bark. And Buccaneer's Bounty, decent equipment. Chowder is a great ally. Again, that life gain is such a great utility. You could go with him. You definitely don't want the majestic Moray Le Fay. Attacks for 0, and you need multiple turns to really put counters on her. Dies to a 3-power attack. Not good at all. There's probably some synergies in CC and why they printed this at Majestic, but don't recommend it for the speed of the draft format. Shelly, Yellow Sky Skimmer, Blue Headshot, Red Cloud Skiff, Angry Bones in yellow. Another expedition card here, Yellow Rally. This is looking really poor. Unicycle and Old Knocker in one pack. We've got Lost in Transit, Pirate Block, Murderous Rabble, Blue 3 block. Okay, this is an improvement. And then we've got Foil Jittery Bones. Okay, so let's clear out these yellow 2 blocks, or 3 blocks in that case. Red Nimbleism. Setting it aside. Same with that one. Okay, so we've got Lost in Transit. This is a rare. When this defends, you may remove a gold counter from Treasure Island. If you do and you are a thief, create a gold token. So basically a Scurv card. Set that aside. Murderous Rabble is an interesting blue 3 block. When this attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. This gets +X, where X is the pitch value of the card revealed this way. So you basically can create a 0 for 3 go again that blocks 3, so it's slightly better, better than just a 0 for 3 go again. In this format or in this set, you do have a lot of visibility of the top card of your deck, so not a bad choice. Keeps you open. Again, the expeditions are just on rate, so we're going to put that aside. If we don't want to veer towards Mechanologist, Unicycle's Battle Worn, but you're basically down to Old Knocker versus Murderous Rabble. Again, before I took the Old Knocker when it was kind of a toss-up, I might go with Murderous Rabble here. Starting out with a strong blue 3 block is never bad. Final pack. Burly Bones. Draw back the hammer. Red Battalion Bark. Now we're talking. Generic Pirate. Generic Pirate. Ranger Arms. Seafloor Salvage. Blue 3 block Pirate action. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Okay, nothing really great to talk about up top here. So let's go through these yellow 2 block, blue 2 block, blue 2 block. We did give Gold Hunter Lightsail some value, and I believe it was the first pack or the second. Expedition's just on rate. Bill for the Wreck is 2. Okay, so we've got 3 interesting cards. 4 for 9 with High Tide is super strong. Again, probably choosing the Red Battalion Bark over everything else for first pick. Gold Hunter Lightsail gives you that go again, but it is only a 2 block. And then Seafloor Salvage, turn a card in a graveyard face down. If it's yellow, create a gold token. Great tech against Gravy. Again, yellow matters in this set, so you can get good value out of this blue 3 block. It creates you a gold. You get go again. But I think that if you're spending a card to just create a gold token, and you're not into Gravy, and you are not Gravy, which means this card would go to your graveyard to activate Gravy's ability, there's no way this is better than Battalion Bark. So we're going with Battalion Bark as our last pick. That means it's time for our treasure pack. Wish me luck, Zen State fans. We've got a puzzle piece. Gold token, Marvel, very nice. And a cold foil rust belt. So we did get cold foil common. Shiny. I will be using this gold token though. It's pretty sweet. Thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed the commentary, and that if you're new to the draft format that this was helpful. So take care. See you next time.